Hi there, lovely congregation, both at home and online. Let's just consider for a moment the wonder and joy of creation. Now, we could get a telescope and explore the heavens, or we could go somewhere exotic to see amazing animals, or observe how granite can be spiraled up like a Swiss roll, or watch a newborn fawn's first steps. Though you probably expect me to walk you through ancient forest and extol the beauty of the woodland floor, or maybe you're hoping for Sir David Attenborough to vicariously reveal the sights he visits on our large and small screens. But I find an enlightening way to see the hand of God in creation is to stop and look more clearly at the detail he put in. Let me show you some examples from on our own doorstep, within 2 minutes walk of the church, and possibly in our own garden. Let's have a go by looking at this simple oak leaf. On it we can see an oak gall. Now, when a mother oak gall wasp laid an egg here, God gave it the ability to trick the oak leaf into growing its offspring a home. Now, there are more than 7,000 species of wasp in the UK, and thankfully only 1 or 2 of them can sting you. The rest are totally harmless and so tiny that you'll probably never notice them at all. They are all, however, spectacular and amazing. This oak gall home is so safe that there is a dozen other microscopic wasps that will usually move in too, living happily alongside the first, and there is also a dozen or more species of wasp that are specific parasites of those wasps. So this one gall may contain dozens of wasps, up to 25 species at a time, and there may be 10,000 galls on a single tree, and there are over 200 types of oak gall. Now, that's what we can see as God's detail, and ecologists call it species biodiversity. Trillions upon trillions of organisms on the planet, all a bit different, all a bit similar. These overlaps and differences keeping the planet in balance, accommodating change. It's amazing how incredible this gift of creation is, and we have been purposefully gifted it by the Creator, all of it, out of His love, His 3 great gifts of life. Life in His image, all created life, and a new eternal life. Just imagine the pleasure it gives God when we open this precious gift every day and say, wow, that is amazing, thanks, I absolutely love it. And it all matters, not just the cute ones, but the weird, the unusual, and frankly the intimidating looking ones too. Here's another wasp. God made it to use its antennae to detect beetle grubs several centimetres below the surface of my apple tree, and then it begins laying eggs directly into them. And without these, most trees would fall apart very rapidly. And as well as just looking, we can use all our senses. We can taste the shocking apple peel piquancy of the wood sorrel. We can smell the glorious richness of 10 billion actinomycetes and a single handful of forest soil. We can feel the always warm trunk of a giant redwood tree. We can listen for hours on end to the always new melodies of the song thrush. And there's just as much nature below the soil, trillions of living, breathing microorganisms creating and constantly improving the soil to keep the plants growing, far outweighing the living mass above the ground, to the point where scientists are now questioning who controls who. It seems that fungi farm forests in much the same way that humans farm grain. And if you get a microscope, and the wondrous detail of God's hand in everything stands out further. Here we have oak, sycamore and pine that tell the scientist exactly what types of wild flower will live beneath, and some grass is here from our sandy soils. And have you ever wondered where mushrooms disappeared to? Well, maybe they were dismantled by God's natural countryside wardens, the dung beetles. Some live almost their entire life hidden inside the stems of plants. And consider the orchids of the field, whose seed cannot germinate until fed by just the right kind of tree root dwelling fungus. And then there's the silver-studded blue butterfly, whose caterpillar is nurtured by ants as some type of superior queen ant. Or creatures that look like dead bits of plant, lizards that look like snakes, spectacular sunsets that follow rainy days. If we seek God's intentions for our resources and use this planet well as God intended, we could easily feed the world and clothe the world. It could be that when this incredible precision from the hand of God is repeatedly and needlessly damaged by the hand of man, we're showing God that his precious gift is less important to us than the things that we choose. A me-first world, like picking the fruit from a forbidden tree, we fail to connect with what arises from the love of God for us, choosing an anodyne existence over life alongside the glory of God. So let's not miss out on God's plan for this gift for us. Let's celebrate how it looks and how it works. Let's treasure it, wonder at it, experience divine joy, and then turn gratefully to look full into the face of the Creator who loves us more than the whole universe could imagine. It's time to receive his gift and say, wow, that's amazing. Thanks. I love it.